got to remember is, if you're not dealing with them little moments all the way up to your life, how do you expect your mind to support you? Think of this. We've got 24 hours in the day. That 1 hour, you're relying on yourself to do well. And you spend 23 hours going, I'm a fucking dickhead, mate. I'm fucking shit. I'm a fat bastard, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. What people do.
Self-talk.
Yeah. People walk down the road, I'm fucking stupid, me. I'm fucking stupid. Like you say to a woman, oh, I like your hair. Oh, it's a fucking mess. Oh, I must be a liar then. I'm blind. No, but you know what I mean? Instead of
negative affirmations, but we don't realise we're doing them. It's subconsciously, and it's bang, 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 bang.
Knee jerk.
Yeah.
I say thank you to everything.
Yeah.
Say thank you to everything.
But that's awareness thing, because you're aware of it. So now you're like, bang, bang, you'll take it all. But when for the likes of myself, or maybe someone watching this who's unaware of it, you go, oh, no, I'm not. Or what, where you're like, yeah, no, thank you for that. I appreciate it.
And how gratifying is that?
Yeah, it feels good.
See, I'm blessed to be on this. Genuinely blessed.
I'm blessed to have you, Vin.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
It's a two-way street.
It is indeed. So it's not Sesame Street, but but the thing is, you see, I think of the emotional connection or the feeling of those. Oh, you did brilliant. You did brilliant today. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I like saying I appreciate you instead of it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
because then I appreciate you saying that. So
I am very grateful, Vin. I've got gratitude for everything in my life, and sometimes we need to stand back a little bit and just go, yeah, because as well, when you're driven, and it's always the next thing, but it's nice to just step back sometimes and go, I'm grateful for everything we've got, or everything we've done, or where we are.
That reminds me of I got my friend Phil Wetton, who I love dearly. He paid for me to go to Thailand. He's a client of mine. We went. He paid for business class, which is very expensive, but Phil paid for it. Thanks, Phil. Twice, Phil. Actually. I know. Yeah, Phil, take us again, Phil.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Can you come? So what happened was, we was on that, and there was so many people that were massively rude and ungrateful, and you're like, don't you see what you're doing? You're on a plane and you can lie down and you've got champagne and a knife and fork, and you're like, and you're moaning about it. It's really. We forget sometimes. We let life take us away and stuff like that. But going back to what you said about fighting, you have to, if you're not on your own side, how do you expect your mind to support you when you're getting punched in the face by somebody else? Or someone's threatening to punch you in the face? Your mind's not going to be congruent, which means connected, harmonious.
Joe, big thing for me, that like I'd say, I'm reinforcing in my own mind that helps me on probably every single aspect of my life. It's just being a person of my own word, and not even to anybody else, to myself. So like if I say I'm going to do anything, fast, not eat chocolate, go to the gym, finish the sets off, get up every morning, meditate, and anything, absolutely anything. If I say it in my own mind,
you've got to do it.
Because I didn't touch on the success cycle before, I'll come back to that from the Tony Robbins, but it's the exact same thing. So like, if I start to act out all these things and I'm doing these things that I'm saying, and that sort of builds up momentum, and it reinforces my mind, is where it can happen the opposite way.
Yeah,
if you say you're going to get up in the morning and you're like, this is it, tomorrow's the day, I'm getting up out of bed, I'm going to go to the gym. The alarm goes off, bump, snooze, roll over. But then that just becomes a habit. But then like that can roll over into all parts of your life, because you've caved in, and then it comes to making better food choices. It comes to make something with a bit, business, anything. Because like this has sort of become part of your character now, where like you're not following through, you're almost like lying to yourself. It just becomes easier to make the decision to be like, nah, that's not me, or I'll start tomorrow, or I'll do it later.
Like I said, I'm getting up tomorrow, and I didn't, Trust me, it eats away at me.
Of course,
it with me.
Yeah.
First time you got your hand raised as well, what did that feel like?
That was...
There's no better feeling,
no better feeling. That was
hard for it.
And you know what, I think my second fight was only in, the glass house in Stanley Park. It was in there, so like I had my mates there and stuff, and I had my family, and yeah, when my second fight, I won that one. And it was boss. That was a good feeling, that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what I want. I want to be getting my hand lifted more.
There's nothing that can prepare you for walking to the ring, is that I try and walk us through that feeling. from the changing room to the ring. It's mad, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is
intense,
mad.
innit?
Yeah, it is. I think you just gotta. I just put myself in the zone.
No one's in that room, are they?
No.
You're just walking and it's just like a blur, isn't
I
it?
just block everything out and I'm just focusing. All I'm thinking is, I'm gonna batter you. That's all I'm thinking. That is all I'm thinking. I'm thinking, don't take your eyes off them. You're getting battered, this girl. I'm gonna batter you. That's all I want to think. I'm thinking, how am I gonna do it? Like, what am I gonna do? Gotta think about my tactics as well, haven't I? But yeah, that's all I'm thinking. I'm just thinking I'm gonna batter. It is too.
Okay. So, have you ever felt like quitting? Have you ever felt like swerving it?
Yeah, I've always felt like it.
Boxing.
You always feel like it. A lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, making weight and stuff. Like, everyone's experience in life. Like, all your mates are travelling, eating what they want, living how they want to live. You know what I mean? And I want to do it. I want to do all that. I want to go and travel the world. I want to be making money. Things like that, but it's just like you say, you just keep going back to it.
And then it's when you say you want to do that and you want to be a boxer, then that's when the question comes, how bad you want it?
What you want more? I remember, so going back to when I was a kid in school, I remember this motivational speaker came in once. I think I was like 15, 16, and he played the Eric Thomas video. Joe, when he's talking about the fella on the beach.
No.
So it's a great video, lad. So the video is called How Bad Do You Want It? And he basically tells a story about this mentor, this fella who meets a mentor on the beach. And the mentor walks out into the water and he's telling the fella, come out and meet me in the water. And he's like, I've come here to be successful, to learn how to be successful. I don't want to go swimming. And he's like, come out, come meet me. And he gets to the fella and the mentor grabs him, dunks his head under the water and keeps him underwater. He's like that clawing and strangling to get away. And he lets him up. And he goes, how bad do you want to breathe right now? And he was like, oh, more than anything. And he's like, well, when you want to be successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Wow.
I mean, I seen that when I was 15, 16, and I remember it like...
It's stuck with you.
Do you know when people talk about self-awareness and something just goes...
Yeah.
Like, I was like, wow, that proper resonated with me.
Yeah, it
resonated with me. I was like, wow, like, what does that mean? If I watch that now, compared to when I watched it when I was 15, 16, I'd probably take something completely different from it.
But at that time, you understood you've got to really, 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 really want it.
Yeah. And then you're asking yourself, how bad do I want it?
Yeah. How old were you when you first went on the X Factor? The first time round?
17, lad.
You look young as well for 17, didn't you? It was 2007, weren't it?
Yeah, but lad, 17.
Walk me through that experience at the very first audition, and like as clearly as you can, like the whole fucking shebang.
You know what, lads? I was in Hubert College then, lads, doing performing arts, and you know, that was on Stanley Road by ours, and we get EMA then.
Yeah,
building up to it. Yeah. Building up to the X Factor. I didn't put myself forward for it. Don't get me wrong. I was like, yeah, sound, I'll have a go at it. And there was a Greek dance teacher called Alex, and she was a badass, lad. She teaches how to dance in Hubert. Now, look, I can't dance, but I'd have a go in there, lad, and we'd have a laugh. We used to get whiffed, and it'd be our last lesson on a Friday, lad. Yeah. And there was 3 boys in our college, lad, and the rest were girls. Or from all, you know, ages.
Yeah.
And, you know, we get AMA and we go over to Stanley Road, score and come back over the last lesson. And we'd be, you know, on different types of stuff, lad, like drink, you know, Charlie, weed. And, like, there was a big dance studio, just mirrors. And, like, we'd just be all off our heads, lad, dancing. To Grease, Footloose, all that, lad. But it was sick. And so, first time, when I went on X Factor though, they were the times, you know, in the summer I had to audition for it. I went down to Manchester, done a producing audition, sang Beyond the Sea. They said, yeah, it's great, you know, come back. Done the judges thing, yo, and I was nervous, lad.
Was you nervous with that?
Yeah, but I didn't take it proper serious, you know. I went down dressed as I was, you know.
You were shadow boxing in the hallway and that way.
Yeah,
it was
but they,
bossed, you know. I loved all that. No, when I seen that, lad, I can remember that at
like,
the time.
what's he doing, man?
No, lad, I loved it though, because I don't know how many people feel the same way as me about this, but I could resonate with you, lad. That's why I liked it.
The energy in that.
You were just real, lad. Like when you watched at that time, talent shows were big, and like the internet weren't what it was now and stuff like that. So, like, I don't care who you are, you'd be watching that type of shit, lad. Yeah. And like, you know, Pop Idol, fucking X Factor, all that back then, lad. Like, the internet weren't the same as what it was now. So that'd be like, you'd watch that on a Saturday night or whatever. Yeah, and I remember like you'd see people coming on, and them people, they were just like people on the telly. They weren't real. They were real contestants, but to me, I had nothing in common with them. But then when I seen a young lad coming on, similar age to what I was at the time, who was a Scouser and that, and like you were just real. I loved that. I loved that about you. So
thank you, man. I was acting like a fool on there though, lad, because they were saying, start punching to the camera and that. You know what I mean? Saying, I'm Anthony Russell and I'm going to win this. And they were like, why are you called Taito? And I was like, because I'm tight with me sweets. And I just, in school, it was like...
About maybe 18 months ago. And in my meditation, my mind told me, can you just read some fiction? Right? And I was like, so I was thinking about it, and then it was like, I used to really love reading fiction books. That's what I used to be into. But since 2012, it's always been self-development books over and over. Joe Dispenza, David Goggins, Jordan Peterson, you name it.
Peterson's a bad man.
Peterson is unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. Well, he's about understanding what the internal process is. So a lot of his work is based on the ideas of Carl Jung, you know. So that's all about the connecting with the inside, and you know, his teachings about becoming a monster. Like obviously we understand that's about integrating your aggression, you know. So toxic aggression is when it's suppressed, or it's, you know, it's rage, or it's passive aggression. Well, that's not healthy. But if you integrate your aggression, it becomes assertiveness. So that means you can push forward in your life, but it also means you're not going to be a doormat. Because it's important to be nice to people, but if you're too nice, you will get taken advantage of. So you've got to find this sweet point where it's like, okay, I'm going to be nice. However, if people take the piss, I'm not just going to fucking roll over. You don't be a doormat.
Do you believe we've been installed with, it's just something that's hit me now, like I've never really ever went this way with me mind, but yeah, why not? Negative emotions and positive emotions, or what we class to be negative and positive, so like happiness, joy, sadness, anger. Do you think we've been installed with these negative emotions because they're not just, we see them as bad? Yes. But what you're saying, what you're teaching me now is these aren't all bad emotions. We've just got to know how to use them.
What's fear trying to do? It's trying to keep you safe. What's guilt trying to do? It's letting you know when you missed the mark. What's shame trying to teach you? It's teaching you when you've let the group down. Resentment teaches what you don't like. It's when these emotions become suppressed and they build up that they become really toxic. But you need little bits of each. You need bits of fear. You need to feel regret sometimes.
Well, you wouldn't hit the mark, yeah.
You wouldn't hit the mark. And then we need duality, because how would you know what's good if you don't know what's bad?
When you say duality, Kev, you're educating me. Do you mean good and bad?
A duality is many different things. It's dark and light. It's left and right. It's up and down. It's infinite and finite.
Yeah, there's two of it. For what? Yeah. For up, there's down.
Yes, there's always opposites. Yeah. Even when you create love in your, say, like in your life with your family, watch what happens when you're angry with one of your kids. In that moment, you could kill that little bastard.
Yeah.
So, but what that is, that's showing that the opposites. That's because in that moment you went into your shadow, you know, and then it's a different thing. But we need these polarity to give each other meaning, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise it means nothing. If imagine everything was just good all the time, how would you know?
Yeah, you'd never know bad, yeah.
You
And,
wouldn't know.
and then you wouldn't know it was good, yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's got to be bad for there to be good.
There's got to be bad for
We just want the good to outweigh the bad, don't we?
We do, yeah, but then what that happened, that means we're always aiming to be high. And it's like, most of the magic is found by going through our roots and going into our darkness.
When it was organised, was there any like certain grudge matches or like certain firms that you had, like you knew, like it's going off when we have it with them?
For us, it was just always Man United. That was our derby.
United.
We hated United, you know, and we was in the same city, and you know.
Who were the firms at the time, man? Who were the firms at the time? Like the firms, the fun hooligans, was the names for certain firms and stuff like that.
There's always, yeah, there has been names. I mean, United was, you know, there was known as the Men in Black. Cities had names like, you know, the Young Governors and what have you. But as far as we were concerned, we never went round and said we're the Young Governors.
Was you never associated with any names type of thing? You were just
people just tag you that name to you, you know. But if anything, we just say we City, and that's how we sort of like, we call each other we City. We didn't really brand ourselves as, you know, I mean, no Governors, that was more like from the 80s, do you know what I mean? There was a younger group that sort of like started coming through as we was older, called, you know, and they was called a Blazing Squad, and that was sort of a piss take because, you know, when they first come on the scene, there's these young lads all dressed in this gear. You know, and about 10 of them come up, and there was a band at the time called the Blazing Squad.
Yeah.
And one of the older lads said, who the fuck are these? Look like the Blazing Squad. And the name just stuck with him. And then they went by that name then. So yeah, there's still names banded about and what have you, but just more like we were just City.
Can you remember any specific days or times where you could tell me about like certain stories and where like it went off?
Yeah, they've been loads of, like I say, there's been loads of like at the derbies, you know. I remember one game, I think it was United Chelsea challenging for the title. This was back 2000, I think it might have been 7, about 2007 I think it was. And City was sort of like fighting relegation at the time. We was at the Etihad, and it was going off straight after the game, all the way outside the ground, little fights breaking out all over the show, police everywhere. You know, little battles all the way to the city centre. Then, you know, we got a phone call to say, you know, everyone's in this such a boozer. We've all gone there, and United did end up round another pub, which was pretty much round the corner. The next thing is we just heard a car screeching, handbrake, someone's got off and run out, and then the car's just been blitzed. And a lad's come running up the road under this bridge, and we've come out. And as we've ran down where everyone's got the pots, there's about 40, 50 of us. We just turned this corner, and the fucking road's just full, about 150 of them, all tooled up to fuck. And we're just like, fucking hell.
Shit.
Yeah, and then the sky's just been, you know, pots are flying and everything's flying. And we just sort of like ran at each other. But all I remember is this big cunt with an hammer just hit me, bang, full on with an hammer. And it was sparkled. By the time I come round, the fighting had gone on for I don't even know how long. There was glass everywhere, the roads, you know, cars were fucking all parked up, horns bibbing, screaming. And I remember walking up, I had a short sleeve check shirt on at the time, and all that was left was one sleeve and my collar. And just remember, like, fucking blood everywhere, like, wow, what's going on here? And then as I've gone under, I realised, like, I'm with all United fans here walking up, and you know, there's stuff coming out of the pub. Honestly, God, it's like a fucking war zone. There's tables and there's glass, every window's been put in. There's like running battles, and then it was like, we just realised again, as a City fan, so we've got another bit of a kick in. By this time I thought, you know, I had an hole in my mouth. There's actually an hole in my mouth there where it'd been it, and I thought all my teeth had been knocked out. So I remember we were picking something up, and we was fighting, and we thought, fucking hell, we're fighting for our life here.
Yeah, it's serious.
That was serious. I've never ever seen it that serious. That was a bad one, yeah.
I think like being able to make like split second decisions, and like you said before, I think a lot of, I'm not saying this for everyone, but I think there are a lot of people who, like you said, they didn't have no other avenue in life, so it's tough or whatever, like, so they go to something like fighting. But I think fighting's more of like a thinking man's game than it is a physical man's game. Like anyone can become physical, do you know what I mean? But if you've not got like a good brain for it, then you can't like sort of develop that. You can a little bit, but not to the extent where it's going to be like one of your strengths.
Would you say that's your main strength, your mentality?
Yeah, I'd say like I said before, like my ability to like think in the moment. Like a lot of the time I do stuff in sparring, and like people say to me after it, like, oh, how did you do that? And it's like, I was just in the moment. I was just in the moment, like making the decisions fast. You know what I mean? Rather than like premeditating it, which I think some people do too much. Like I'm sort of just on autopilot when I'm going.
Do you think that's years and years and years of repetition?
Yeah, 100%. It's all
And then
about
it's just like
repetition.
second nature.
Yeah.
Bang, bang. Whoa, how did I do
It's
that?
like sensitivity, especially more so in grappling. Like you become like sensitive to
seen a
feeling
moment.
like when a time is that you should do something.
I've seen a moment on one of the reels. We'll speak about it a bit later, but like it went to go to the ground and you ducked underneath and just like flipped them over, and I was like, whoa, quickly. I don't know what the fight was, but I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up. So
Yeah,
anyone who watches it can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean. You've got good reactions. It's all very, very split second and thinking on the spot, on your feet, bang, quick decisions.
Yeah.
Decision making's key.
I'd say my skill set as well is one of my strengths, but I think my skill set comes from what was just speaking about, do you know what I mean? Being able to understand it, like being able to do it and being able to understand it, like two completely different things.
When I've watched you, Liam, like when I've watched your highlight reels, you're a fucking animal, lad, by the way.
Thanks, Sean.
Animal, lad. You look calm, really calm. When you're in when you're in that octagon, you just look calm. Like, I seen you dropped that lad in the first round. I can't think of what his name was.
Yeah. Harry Shaw.
Harry Shaw.
Yeah.
That was him. And like in the moments leading up to that shot, it's just like you were looking at him. It was like me and you sitting here now.
Yeah.
You can see you just looking at him, but you're calm. You're not flustered. You just it's like you're taking everything in.
That was the best I've felt that.
Yeah, you just look like you were cruising. Yeah, present.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. That's the word I was looking for. Present, but calm.
Yeah.
How do you stay calm and controlled in such a crazy environment?
What we were just speaking about is experience. I've experienced what it's like to not do that, and I've taught myself like, this is what I've got to do. And sort of like, I always used to pretend like I was calm before the fight, like fake it till you make it. Now I've done it that many times. I am calm in a fight now. I'm relaxed and I am present. I'm there. Do
you know if someone comes out, Liam, and just absolutely erratic, right, and they're flying at you, can you contain that? Keep yourself contained and just think, okay, roll with that, bang, bang.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it's hard to not get pulled into it, innit?
Yeah.
And just start doing the madness yourself.
Just get stuck in
I was holding my breath, can't see my cock, I put my shoelaces on, like, whoa, here we go. I thought, right, I'm going to do something now that I need to fucking do for myself. So I was looking, I thought, right, I'm going to do the coast to coast. You know, a big walk and that.
Good man.
I thought, what's really challenging, like, so Wainwright's coast to coast, it goes from the east, it goes from the west, from St. Bees, all the way to Robin Hood's Bay, right? And you can get people that go on the bike, they do the coast to coast because they've been on roads and all that. If you do Wainwright's coast to coast,
it's off track.
It's off track. It's off track, and it's fucking. Whatever was wrong with his brain when he did it, whenever he saw the ice mountain, I'm going to go over that. He could have took an easy route, but no. Wayne went that way. So I was like, fucking hell. Big fat ass here. So long story short, it was fucking hard work, mate. I was show some videos or whatever.
I'll put them
I moaned
like... you know what I love about you?
Listen, I moaned like fuck. Like, I wasn't in shape, mate.
Yeah.
I was always at the back, but maybe at the front. I was like, I'm fucking sick of this.
Here comes the rain again. So what happens now, it just pisses it down and makes her feet soggy. Load of shit. Right, Mardy bastard. These couldn't take me. All I do is moan every day.
That's what I love. Loads of people, you see them putting videos up on social media.
Mate.
we're on the third day and we're absolutely loving it. And here was you. I fucking hate this.
Day 8. Just been walking constantly. 8 days. Fucking feet are killing me. It's dead nice round here, like. It just rains all the time. You have to put your jacket on and take your jacket off and put it on and put it off. My boots are blowing out on me as well, so every time it rains I just get my fucking rain in my boots. My feet are squelchy all day, every day. there's no shops anywhere, so tomorrow I can get some new boots. And then I've got to break my boots in on a walk. So no doubt I'll end up getting fucking blisters on my feet again. Can't win. This time a few years ago I was on holiday. I was drinking pina coladas. I was getting Ed to rub my head in a fucking cabana. Do anything for that. No, I just want to go home. I'm fucking sick of it. Just sick of it. It's just, you know, and the sheep and all. I'm sick to death of the sheep. The bear. All they do is fucking piss me off. Just make noises of shitty existence in your shit field. And they eat their own shit and stink of piss. I'm sick of it. And then you get the other ones because they've got horns on them. They think they're Billy Big Bollocks. They'll stand and square up to you, so you have to fucking fuck them off. Just had enough. Honestly, just had enough. I know some of you think it's funny and all that and blah, blah, blah and whatever, but I've just fucking had enough. I'm sick of it. But I've just got to keep going. Just keep going. See you in a bit.
I was
Fucking can't stand it, mate. This is fucking horrible.
Yeah, and do you know that shit accent what I've got? And do you know what? And I do love animals, but the sheep piss me off.